Hey faction mates, Uncle Snussy here. The WrestleMania event has begun. 14-day event. I poked around a little bit with some of it just to learn a little bit about it before doing the video. We have a kickoff talent up. I feel like this score is lower than many have been. I could be mistaken on that, but for some reason I thought that typically the top reward was about 2.5 million and not 249,000, but I could be way off the mark there and just not remembering things. But anyway, this looks like one that's somewhat attainable if you put some effort into it and you have enough of the necessary resources. And then also, if you happen to have Big Kev down here, 50,000 points for Big Kev winning in a showdown tournament, right? So put him in a showdown match, make him, if he's weak, make him the second wrestler, win the match with the first wrestler, 50,000 points right off the bat. I mean, that's huge. That's like almost a fourth of the contest just with doing that one thing. So contest rules are pretty typical. They haven't changed what tokens give you credit, and it's also 3, 4, and 5 or 2, 3, and 4 star, excuse me. Evolutions, fuse ups, and enhances that you can do. I generally recommend that you do not use fuse ups during a talent up. It's kind of a waste, right? The bulk of the scoring that you get from these is credit for using your tokens, right? So this is a good opportunity to use shards to improve moves if you have shards. So you'll get credit for that as a single point of talent. It's also an excellent opportunity if you've already got some people lined up to evolve or enhance. Then you've just been waiting for a talent up event to do it. Now's the time to do it. Just so you can kind of see how the scoring breakdown works with these. I did this, let me open this up real quick. All right, so in here, I'm kind of highlighting how the point scoring works. So the 2-star bronze to 2-star silver, 2-star silver, 2-star gold, 2-star gold, 3-star bronze, right? These are the levels you're taking them up, and how many points you get, not for fuses, but for evolution and enhance, right? And when I say needed to max, all I'm basically saying is how many you'd have to do in order to max out the event, right? So, you know, if you had 356 wrestlers that are 2-star bronze ready to go to 2-star silver, there you go, max out the event, right? So point scoring, not all that great that far down. You really start to kind of make a dent in things when you start advancing your 3-star bronze and higher, right? I mean, even then, having 36 3-star bronzes ready to be evolved or enhanced, probably not. And these point scoring needed to max is assuming no Kevin Nash that you can use in a showdown for that 50,000 point bonus. And if you've watched any of my videos before, you know I bring up the fact that you actually kind of get hosed on taking 4-star silver to 4-star gold, because they don't give you any credit for the 5-star silver tokens that you have to use to evolve them. So you don't get all that much of an increase over the 4-star bronze to 4-star silver. So you can see typically when you're going up from one level to the next that it kind of cuts the amount you have to do in about half. Not exactly in every circumstance. I mean, there's a major jump here, right? And then there's not as much of a jump here. But pretty close to half in most situations. And then you come down here and you basically, you know, you only can save evolving or enhancing one person by doing silver to gold. So doesn't mean don't do it during the event, because you're not actually going to get credit for it anywhere else. So, you know, might as well get credit for it now. It's just I tend to not at this point be spending a whole lot of my time and attention on getting people to 4-star gold. I imagine at some point we're going to have 5-star bronze, right? And then level ups, talent up events will probably have bigger credit. When 5-star comes around, talent ups will probably give you bigger credit to go from silver to gold, 4-star at that point. So not making a huge effort to move a ton of people to 4-star gold. at this point. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of, if you eyeball this, you can sort of get an idea of how much you would have to do to actually max out the event. And that's also not taking into account the points that you get for the increase in talent, right? So when you evolve or you enhance a wrestler, there's a bump in talent that occurs from you when you go from 1-star level to the next, and you'll get credit for that bump in talent as part of this as well. So when I have these numbers here of wrestlers that you need to max, that does not take into account any increase in talent that occurs, because that's more math than I care to do. So anyway, that's that. The rewards for the talent up, the topmost reward is a 3-star bronze Bret Hart. Bret Hart being the free character for the month or for the 2 weeks. And if you've watched any of my videos before, you know that I state that if you're going to take this event seriously and try to get as far as you can, that should be your biggest focus, is developing that character, because that character is going to give you the most credit towards the solo contest, and the solo contest is going to give you rewards, tour perk rewards, gold, headliner chips, diamonds, shards to improve the character. So, you know, if you're someone who's relatively new to the game, doesn't have a lot of 4-star people, these are pretty good opportunities to get somebody up to 4-star. And Queen, no, I'm not going to turn it on and watch AJ right now. Okay, so you can just wait. So anyway, if you don't have a 4-star striker at all, there's no reason to not go ahead and use this opportunity to advance them, right? Because you're not going to have to worry about tokens. You're going to spend coin. You're going to spend talent posters. But you're also going to get shards back, and you're going to get coin back when you open the bags. And that kind of allows you to actually build the wrestler at a discount. And the size of that discount, if you've watched any of my previous videos, is roughly half off, right? No tokens at all. And roughly half the amount of training posters and half the amount of coin that it takes to actually develop an ordinary, non-focused, spotlighted wrestler, right? So getting any striker at 4 stars, if you don't have any 4 stars, is going to help you. It's going to help you clear more of the road. It's going to help you do the striker dailies. If you had been focusing your attention on all of the different month-long events that have been happening recently, you would have potentially a 4-star wrestler of every single class in the game and would have been able to get him at his discount, right? You would have gotten a technician version of Finn Balor. You would have got a striker in Ric Flair, but here's another opportunity to striker. You would have got Powerhouse with Shelton Benjamin. You would have got Showboat. You would have got Wendy Richter. And then, what am I missing? Trickster. You would have got Stephanie McMahon, right? So, Acrobat. I don't think we've had a free character to develop as an Acrobat. But that's nearly every single class. Potential to create a 4-star character at a discount. If they're your first 4-star characters ever, you're going to get a lot of value out of that, right? Potentially clearing all the dailies, being able to go and down the road and use the road to get more resources, right? So it kind of just gets you started. And then some of the ones that they've released recently aren't too bad. If you're doing the typical 1 to 4 scale of wrestlers in the game, they're usually a 2 or a 3, right? So not somebody that you would just say, no, don't ever invest in these characters. Some of them have decent coaching abilities, training abilities as well. So, yeah. So I'll be working on that for the next 2 weeks. Going into this event, I wasn't too certain whether I was going to do it or not. I was not all that interested in Big Show, but I'll give it a shot. I won't go crazy with it. I'd like to probably leave a little ammunition left over when this event is over to see what comes for the next event. But I'll be definitely working on the striker, and he's not terrible. He's a decent striker. So if he was your only 4-star striker, there's nothing wrong with that. You can do some damage with that. As I mentioned in the previous video, I mean, you're going to get him initially as a 1-star bronze. If you don't think you're going to be able to get all the way to the highest level in the talent up and unlock him as a 3-star bronze, if you're open to possibly spending money, there are opportunities in the store to kind of get a jump start, right? So in the store, there is a jump start pack in here, right? That will get you 2-star silver. And so if you're willing to spend $20 and wanted to kind of get a head start, you get him at 2-star silver. You get 100 shards to develop his moves. You get 2,000 of the keys to do keychain pulls, right? You get 1,500 of the ingots to spend in the store. You get 100 of his tokens to advance him, right? And then you get 50 gauntlet blitz turnbuckles. So it's not a bad investment. As somebody pointed out on Discord, you can do the loot, use the keys, right? And you can do a keychain pull, and maybe as part of the keychain pull, you actually pull him as a more powerful. I mean, we've got 4-star gold version of him right there, right? There's a 3-star gold version of him, 2-star silver. 3-star silver, right? So there's a chance you could do that. And if you did that, there's 3-star bronze. So definitely, before you spend the money, if you can go into the 2 tours that have already come out, if you happen to have, you can use anybody you want on the open tour. And then if you happen to have any of the VIP stuff, you can do the VIP one as well. And as you can see, from doing those myself, I got 30,000 keychains. I haven't done any blitzes right now, but the blitzes will give you more keychains as well, right? So, I'll just go ahead and do this right now. Ordinarily, I wait until I have 40 pulls to do it, but I'll do it for the purposes of the video just to see what happens. I'm not going to sit here and click like a madman. I'm just going to go ahead and skip once this pops up. All right, so didn't happen, right? I didn't get him. I did get some shards for him, right, to begin to develop him a little bit more. So that'll come in handy, but I didn't actually pull him at a higher star level. So that's all right. I just wanted to see what would happen. In my particular case, I'm probably not going to spend the $20. I'm probably going to try to see if I can hit the maxed out in the talent up and use that instead to get him at 3-star bronze, as opposed to spending the money on it. So, but that's certainly an option if you're serious about working on them and you're willing to spend some money. Then go ahead and do that. And the reason for that is those tokens that you need in order to take him from one level to the next. His special tokens. You're going to probably, unless you have a ton of the wrestlers needed to do all the events in this game, you're going to run into a situation where you're not going to have enough tokens to advance him, and he's going to be stuck. Right, so having him jump starting him and having him at a higher star level without spending any tokens means you can then take those tokens and use them to advance him even further, right? So take the tokens you would have spent on him at 1-star bronze, 2-star bronze, 1-star bronze, 1-star silver, 1-star gold, 2-star bronze, 2-star silver, right? All those tokens, take those and instead, take them to 2-star gold and take them to 3-star bronze, right? You don't have to use those tokens on the lower level. Let's see what else we have going on. As the contests go, this is the one that's going to last for 2 weeks. This is the one where the credit for this comes from developing the new Bret Hart, right? As his talent goes, so goes this number right here, big jump, right? So 1,000 talent increase is 50,000 points in the contest. So in here, the gold ingots in these chests are probably the things that most people would want. There is a plate, this cheap shot plate here at the top, to reduce all the damage that your opponent's gems do by half for 1 turn if you get a critical hit on them. And then we have this belt, which makes you immune to bleed damage. It is for nWo men's division 4-star, so it can be any class, but it has to be a men's division. But yeah, these gold ingots here for the store are a big part of why you might want to participate in this contest, and also the chests that you get to open and what might be in the chests as well. All right, Blitz faction contest rewards we've got in here. There's another belt, some bags, some ingots. There's some shards for Bret Hart. There's some medals. All right. And I actually haven't done any of these yet. I had mentioned that I was going to see if you actually need to run the table. See, they cleared it up. Okay, so when I did this before yesterday, and they had the preview, it didn't actually say what you had to do. So it turns out you just have to defeat the boss, right? You don't have to actually run the table and win every single match in the Blitz with the new Bret Hart. You just got to beat the boss. So if you got the health packs, you can use the trick where you whittle down the strength of your opponent, pause the game, quit it, and then insert Bret Hart to finish off the boss. You know, if your Bret Hart's not strong, or if you do work on the Bret Hart and you get the Bret Hart strong enough, then you can just use Bret Hart to go ahead and take out the boss. So that's how you can boost the Blitz score. And why would you want to boost the Blitz score? Well, it's a faction contest, right? So the better we do score-wise as a faction, you know, the better off all of us are in terms of the rewards that we get for that. We got the key contest going as usual. You know, this faction does a really good job when it comes to the keys. We go pretty wild with that. That's another faction event. And you can see we get some of the regular ingots for this one. And then we're also going to be collecting the Bret Hart advancing tokens to help advance that wrestler as well. And let's see. So that is it there. Let's take a look at the actual blitzes. I haven't actually looked at them yet. So, whoop. Okay, Queen, do your dailies. Dailies have started. Queen, do your dailies. I'll go ahead and claim this right now. That does not count as doing your dailies, by the way, Queen. If you just do the daily login reward and click on that, there's more you have to do. All right, so beginner mode. Let's see what we got. So you just need him, and then you can use anybody that's a, well, I guess anybody that's, is that Attitude Era? What is that? That doesn't see. Whoops. Didn't actually want to put him in there. Uh-oh. Attitude. Yeah, so Attitude Era. And no, I don't want to save. So I'm going to go back in here. And so you need 2 superstars, right? So you can go with him. And actually, you don't even have to go with him, right? You don't have to put him in there at all, probably. You can probably just put 2 Attitude Era people in there and run that blitz. Oh, my goodness. Wow. I got a lot of those tickets. Okay. Wow. Kind of, as you can tell, I'm kind of surprised by that number. I didn't realize I must be picking those up everywhere. All right. So advanced mode. Let's see what we got here. You need 3 superstars. So again, still don't have to use them. You can use 3 of the Attitude Era 3-star bronze. There's only 4 legs to this. I have not gone in to see how the difficulty works in this, how it's calculating the difficulty. For those that have never watched one of these videos before, the blitzes use a variety of different ways to determine how difficult they're going to be. One of them is they add up all the wrestlers you put in and their total talent, and then divide by the total number of wrestlers that you have, and then that becomes the average strength of your opponent, right? So the more wrestlers you put in while keeping your overall team talent low, the easier every opponent is. So that's one way they do it. Another way they'll do it is they will make the boss wrestler slightly stronger than your strongest wrestler. So if you put in a 5K talent person, and that's the most talented person you have in your blitz, your boss will be like 6 or 7K. So in those circumstances, what you want to do is you want to bring several wrestlers that are really close together in their talent level. And the reason you would do that is so if you do not beat the boss with one of them, you have another one that is equally strong that you can then use to take out the boss. So those are the two of the difficulty calculations that I come across most often. And the different calculations require different strategies on how to approach. There was one blitz where all I brought was all I brought was 4 completely undeveloped people, and then I was able to beat every opponent with a completely undeveloped character simply because the opponents were so weak that all I had to do was like match 3 gyms and the thing was over, right? So there's different strategies you could do there. And then finally there's this veteran mode, right? This has got the really shiny gifts here in this safe. This one, let's see, this one requires 4. So that means you got to have all of these people, and they all got to be 3-star bronze, right? So that'll allow you to do this blitz. Now this one is using a very special ticket, and the special ticket is here under the limited time, and it is under these flash tours, right? So the flash tour is going to last I think 24 hours. Yeah, so we're already almost at 19 hours. In this particular instance, this is a Bret the Hitman Hart, the purple Bret Hart. And frankly, looking at the difficulty level of the people in this thing, I'm not gonna do it. My Bret Hart, the purple Bret Hart, I think I have at 3K talent, right? So I'm definitely not gonna make it far enough in here to get that ticket in Hell mode, last match of Hell mode. And personally, I wouldn't recommend you improving the purple Bret Hart to chase that ticket. The purple Bret Hart is not that great. He doesn't even have like training or coach benefits. Like I want to say it's like a decreased purple gym damage or something like that, right? Something pretty useless. So, don't go taking your purple Bret Hart, and boosting up his talent to try to grab that VIP ticket. It's just not worth it. I mean, if Bret Hart is your best trickster, you already have him at 8 or 9K or whatever, then by all means give it a shot. I'm not trying to, trash your choice. Every one of us has been in a situation where maybe that's all we got, right? And so, or maybe we just liked Bret Hart, and so we developed him. I've done that with some characters too, even though they're not terribly good in the game. I just happen to like them as a wrestler, and so I want to use them in events, and so I've developed them, right? So I'm not trying to dog anyone for having made the choice to develop their purple Bret Hart, but I'm just saying that don't go out of your way in the next 24 hours to crank up the talent of your Bret Hart just to try to get one of those VIP tickets. It's just not worth it. And then we have the regular Book 1 tours that are going on right now. I've already gone through those for now. Those will be around for the duration of the contest. So when the next Coin and Evo event occurs, that would be when I would personally recommend maybe considering going and boosting up your tour perks. And that will allow you to get farther in these events in case you don't have the wrestlers that are strong enough. The tour perks are relatively inexpensive and are of great benefit to doing these limited time tours, right? There's also Blitz perks. Blitz perks are also cheap and also will help you get much farther in blitzes without having to spend as many health packs. Showdown is the next cheapest, and feud's pretty expensive, right? So if you're trying to stretch your coin, I would say tour perks, because the tour perks will help you get more of the ingots, which then you can turn around and actually buy coin, right? So you spend coin to make your tour stronger, and then you can then just buy coin in the store and kind of reimburse yourself. And then next in the list, I would say do the blitz perks, so that you can do more blitz runs and get more of the keys, and use those keys to do more pulls and maybe unlock some wrestlers, right? Showdown perks, so that when we have a showdown tournament, maybe perhaps you're able to do enough in the showdown tournament to get some serious coin there. And then finally, feud perks, if you have a ton of coin and are just looking for a way to spend it, which is not everybody, and it's certainly not me. So there's definitely the feud perks are, if you're trying to get your feud score up with the least amount of effort, they definitely come in handy, but man, do they get expensive. All right, I think that's it. I'll close with just a reminder again, Queen, go ahead and do your dailies, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.